Hey, Kyle.
Hey.
Hey, thanks for giving up your prep time. I don't know that we'll
Yeah.
need the entire prep period.
Great.
But want to explain to you a little bit about why we're getting together. You've probably noticed last couple of years or so, as a department chair, I've had kind of a little different role.
Yeah, it's
part
different.
part of that's been instructional kind of leadership type things. You know,
Yeah.
and kind of making that shift. And it really goes along with the shifts we made in PLC that really kind of using teachers to help teachers open their door to their classroom, help them continue to grow and use each other's resources. And that's kind of my role here today.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I'm new to this, and so I'm kind of learning alongside you.
Yeah.
But part of what I just want to do today is, I went to your classroom, observed, you're probably wondering what I thought, but just want to have an opportunity to kind of sit down, reflect, maybe we can kind of come to a common understanding of what went well.
Yeah.
Want to obviously reflect on areas of growth and just figure out if there are ways I can support you in that process.
Yeah, awesome.
Sound good?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to turn it over to you, first of all, as you reflect on the lesson that I saw.
Yeah.
What do you feel good about? What went well?
I think engagement's always been a strength.
Yeah.
And students are working on a product right now that is a pretty relevant example of, something that they're going to see when they, leave high school. So most of these students in this class are seniors. They're working on a business plan right now, and they're working collaboratively with, a couple members of the team that they've been working with all semester. And so I'm proud of their teamwork. I'm proud of the products that they're creating. It's been a long process to get this thing off the ground, and we've had to kind of piece things together along the way, but I'm really excited for their final products, and I think it's going to be something they can be proud of.
So the first word that you said was engagement.
Yeah.
And so I want you to reflect into that a little bit. Why do you think this particular project or lesson was so engaging?
Yeah. I know we've talked a lot about choice, over the last couple of years here, but students really have been given very few parameters as to what they wanted to focus their business on. Could be a good or a service. One group is even their business plan is an idea that they want to sell. So I think that has given them some buy-in. Most groups have chosen something that is important to them, something that they think could be successful here. And they know that they're going to be presenting this to not just me, but to a group of people. So I think there's a little bit of added pressure there, healthy pressure there.
Yeah. We talked about authentic audience over and over, and that's definitely right with what I think the building's trying to do, definitely with what our department's trying to do, bring in an authentic audience. And I can tell just by the way you describe it, you're excited about the project. And so part of that, just to reflect on that process, it required you to take a risk.
Yeah.
Try something you've never done before, right?
Yeah.
Probably learn along that way. There were probably some things that you would have done differently along the way. But I want to make sure you see that as your department chair, I see the risk that you're taking to kind of grow, to make things more engaging. I'm glad that you're getting some of that payoff.
Thanks.
Along that journey, we always have things that don't go the way we thought they would. As you reflect, and if you had to teach this whole lesson and do this project over again, what are some things that you think you change now?
I think going in, I thought the biggest challenge for them would be crafting a really good marketing plan for their business plan. And we spent probably 4 or 5 weeks on that, looking at a target market, creating market segment, conducting market research. And they picked that up faster than I thought they would. And having never taught this class before, we probably could have moved on much quicker. And so as a result of that, it left us much less time for our financial plan, which is like the meat and potatoes of any business plan. And I don't want to say we've had to rush through it, but that's where most of the questions have come. And I think that's just a lot of these students haven't taken accounting. A lot of these students haven't taken any sort of finance class. And so I think this is all new language to them. It's almost like speaking a foreign language. And so that's been fast.
So the problem has been engagement's been high. It moved at a different pace than you thought. And then, if I'm hearing you correctly, the ultimate learning objective or the big picture understanding we might have rushed or maybe not solidified in the way you'd hoped with this project?
Definitely with the financial portion of this, that's been rushed in a way that I'm not sure that, our learning objectives will be transferable skills.
Yeah. So again, think about resources and help to do that differently.
Yeah.
As you go into this, next time you teach it, what are some resources you need? What are some things you're going to reflect on?
Well, it's kind of a question I had. So I've heard about this curiosity program, but
Are you curious about it?
I'm curious about it.
Yeah.
But I just don't know much about it. I've heard people talk about it in the hallway, but it's not on my radar yet.
Yeah.
So
I think it would be a great time saver for you in the work you've done to try to establish an authentic audience.
Yeah.
Because we already have 200 plus companies from the community that have shared an interest that they want to connect with schools. And that's one of the options they can choose to be an authentic audience.
Oh, awesome.
And so it would be as simple as you putting out your project in advance, and then it would match community members up with your project. And we've got somebody here on staff. I'm not an expert in it, but I do know Cameron Scott, who does our internship program, is. And what I can do for you is I can kind of coordinate with him and have him sit down alongside you, so you don't spend a lot of time trying to learn the program.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome.
He could sit with you and help you kind of navigate it, show you how it works, and then help you actually set up your next classroom or your next project when you're ready for that. So just email me when you're ready.
Okay.
You can do that. Okay. So just to summarize, I mean, I totally agree with your first reflection. Engagement was high.
Yeah.
And I totally agree with what you said, why it was high. It was because you gave them choice, it's because you gave them an authentic audience. Yeah. And so I want you to know that I see the risk-taking, getting out of your comfort zone that you stepped into to make that happen. So I really appreciate you doing that. I might have some other teachers maybe talk to you in a department, or maybe observe when students present.
Yeah, awesome.
Just to kind of get some ideas, because we have some other teachers who are trying to do the same things. We also kind of talked about the pacing of it might have been off a little bit this first time, and that we need to, if we do it again, maybe focus back in on the bigger learning objective and spend more time getting the students ready for that. Yeah. And then we also talked about maybe connecting you with curiosity when we're playing that. Make sure you do that, because I think you'll really like that.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome.
Anything else for me?
No, not right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you do, don't hesitate to reach out.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.